Welcome back to AFTV. Now, we know we host Liverpool here very soon. In fact, twice in the next 6-7 weeks or so. But first, we negotiate a trip to Anfield. Turkish. I want to take a minute here to actually just appreciate both sides for a second. In a world of 1 billion spends here, 1 billion over 10 years for United, Arsenal, Liverpool, I'm not saying they haven't spent money. They have, before you all get mad at me. They've spent money. But these are two clubs that are competing with juggernauts Man City, and they're going into this game ahead of Christmas, knowing a win for either one puts them top of the table. Well, unless Villa score a load of goals against Sheffield United, but we'll come to that. Like, big up both teams, man, because I know there's expectation for both fan bases and clubs, and rightly so, massive clubs. Two clubs that should be competing at the top. But I think a lot of people would have had City top at Christmas, and the two are here fighting it out, and deservedly so.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the league a lot more interesting.
Agreed.
It makes any title challenge a lot more stressful having Liverpool back in the conversation.
Yes, it does.
Because our first year back into a title conversation, obviously we've come up against City, come short. Liverpool look like they're falling off, but lo and behold, 6 months later, Liverpool have a chance to be top of the league come Christmas. So credit to them, credit to Klopp. I mean, Klopp's great. He's a great manager. He's a Premier League great as well. I know it's unfortunate he's only pulled out one Premier League, but the sides that he's built over that time and to still remain consistently on City's necks. I know there's been a couple seasons where they've really fallen off, but I think that's when the money comparison that comes in, albeit Liverpool have spent money, that's when you can see the difference there. And clubs that don't spend as much as £1 billion at a time, in circulation, then they're gonna have dips like that. Whereas with Man City, we don't necessarily see too many dips from them. So it's good to have a league where it's interesting again. It's I'm looking at this game now and I'm thinking, if Arsenal win it, this is my thoughts. The comment section is probably going to tell me to calm down. I don't know why they'd say that, but that's what the Instagram comment section have said.
I saw that.
I believe if we win this, that I think we should win the league. I think we should be favourites for it because off the back of what we've done last season, what we've added this season, and Declan Rice and what he's brought to the club, I think going 4 points clear this weekend over second, and with Man City not playing, I think mentally it can go a long way. So I think we're in for an interesting season, but I think the potential is also there for Arsenal to really take it by the scruff of the neck and potentially, hopefully, run away with it.
Well, look, a couple of points I want to touch on there. I saw the Instagram stuff. I had a reply in my drafts, probably still there. Do you get drafts on Instagram? You can see how little I use that. You do on Twitter. Anyway, I saw what was going on Instagram. And then I realised it was my day off and I can't be bothered to get abused. So I left it. I left you out on
No
your
worries,
own, mate.
man. It was my day off and I thought, yeah, why not? Let's have it.
But my thinking was, right, why are Arsenal fans so scared of the concept? Not all, but why are some fans scared of the idea that a win at Anfield gives us an unbelievable platform? You think Mikel Arteta isn't saying that to his own players?
100%.
You think he's not in that, the guy that everyone lauds, where me and you have had doubts? You think he's not in that dressing room? Look at the players going, firstly, before the game, saying this is a massive opportunity, but if we win, you think he's not looking at all of them going, do you believe now?
100%.
Because this is yours to win. That is the message. Like, we have to almost manifest it. We have to believe it. We have to. And for the record, I think we're going to draw this game. So I've jumped ahead to the predictions. I think we're going to draw this game. But even then, that will give me immense belief. Like, even though we did that last season, like, I don't know why we kind of. I understand 10 games in. Maybe the City game was game week, 8, 9 or whatever. We won that. Yeah, too early to say winning that meant, we're favourites for the title. Sure. I'm not saying winning at Anfield means we're favourites for the title, but we have to believe that, don't we? We have to get that in our minds. If we can go and do that, not when Liverpool are languishing in 5th, 6th, struggling, they haven't got it together. They're up there this season. This is a proper match in a title race. Long time since Liverpool and Arsenal have had that between the two of them.
Yeah.
And a win will just change the landscape massively.
100%. Yeah. You know what it is? If you don't believe football isn't fun. I
agree. Totally agree.
I've seen both sides of the coin, so I'm not coming from a place where it's just been pessimistic Turkish for the entirety of my Arsenal supporting life.
Yeah.
Because when I grew up watching football, the belief was always there, regardless of early years when Arsenal weren't necessarily challenging for titles, and then when we was challenging, regardless of Man United being there a powerhouse, the equivalent of Man City now to what Liverpool we just discussed. there was belief. Then the belief dwindled, it died, and football wasn't fun anymore. I'm sure people watching me over the years has seen that it hasn't been fun for me. One thing I like to separate is that a lot of people look at me even after a win and say, "Why is Turkish upset?" I'm not. My face is just quite serious most of the time. More often than not, I'm not a guy that's gonna smile like this is Blue Peter or something. But yeah, I've got a serious face, but I'm having
He's got
fun.
a resting cronky out face.
More or less. That's a good way to put it. But I'm having fun again. So, like,
Yeah, I hear it.
watching Arsenal, supporting Arsenal. Why? Because I believe. I believe we can win the league. I believe we can win the Champions
But
League.
Turkish, everyone is, man. Go check out Super Fan Debates. We were there, Troops and Robbie, man. They were having the best time. And I don't know that those two at times have, maybe not believed in what was happening, or, they've been sad with where their club's been. I've been there. You'll find fan cams of me going, Emery's football was better than Arteta's.
Yeah.
You'll find fan cams of me going, yeah, maybe it's time to move on. We've all been low. But I'm seeing people come with chest, and that's great, because I don't think we're in a position where whatever happens, okay, listen, you lose 3-4, 5-0, bad one, right? But I'm in a position where, all right, maybe Liverpool might beat us on the weekend, but I'm not losing that chest. I back my team. You can lose at Anfield, that can happen. My thing is that we've got a team we believe in, and
Yep.
we've come a long way. And this game at Anfield this weekend, look, we could have said all this about April, but really the narrative around that was title race. You've got to make something count here. I'm really excited about seeing Arsenal in a proper game, and nothing tells you that more than Jurgen Klopp going, if you're not up for it, sell your ticket.
Give your ticket away.
And I want to say that I don't think that was just him going, basically, I'm disappointed in the atmosphere at Anfield. I actually think he trusts his fans and Anfield, all that. This was him recognising it's a massive game, and I feel like I feel a sense of pride that that narrative has kind of been spun going into this game. I like that. This is a good
100%.
thing for Arsenal.
It proves we've come on leaps and bounds. 5 years ago, you think Klopp gave a shit about playing Arsenal? He didn't really, because they was wiping the floor with us.
Every single time.
So it's good to hear that one of the top managers in the league, one of the managers that's been behind title race after title race
Yeah.
after title race for the last 5 out of 7 years maybe, puts us in that high regard. I think you're right. He knows Anfield's going to be up for it, but what I think his comments do is ensure that before the first whistle is even blown and the ball is kicked, that Anfield's going to be special on Saturday.
Yeah.
Early evening kickoff, and he's made sure of that now. So, we've got to be up for it.
We do. We're going to have to listen. I don't know what Arteta's playing music-wise on the training ground this time, but turn the speakers up because it's going to be loud.
Get messy.
Yeah, but Arsenal need to be ready for it. I actually think Arsenal have handled big atmospheres and big occasions well in most games bar Lens. Now, the crazy thing is, Lens, Villa, Newcastle all ended in defeat. But I actually felt where Lens, we looked like we didn't really handle it. I mean, I know we went 1-0 up, but we just looked a bit out of it. Whereas against Newcastle Villa, I just think we kind of handled it well. We played well enough. We went 1-0 down early against Villa, but I think we can handle the occasion. We just need to forget the mentality side of things. We just need to get through that first 20 minutes. Because my theory is, if we get through that first 20, I wonder whether Liverpool, and I don't think they will, because I think they respect us more than Man United, but I wonder whether they'll resort to some of the stuff they did against Man United. Balls down the channels, balls into the box, long ball, trying to be direct. Maybe, I don't want to say panicking. I don't think they'll panic. They're very mature, so they've been there and done that. They know what they're doing. But I just think get a little bit like, oh, we need to make our moments count. Because Arsenal can get on the ball and play. What are you expecting from them? If you look at their last few games, a draw against United, with the Fulham game, what was that, 4-3, late win, Palace, they were made to work hard. How are you feeling about Liverpool as a footballing side for getting the whole Anfield and all that?
Threats.
Yeah.
Experience throughout. I mean, I'm a bit different to you in that I'm looking to get control of the game from the get-go.
Yeah.
And
You don't think we're going to have to weather a storm maybe first 10, 20? It might be backs against the wall stuff is what I'm saying.
I don't think Arteta will set up like that. I think Arteta will go for control from the offset. Whether that works or not, it's another story. But I think that's what I'll go for. Rather than the first 20 minutes riding that wave, I think we can't concede first. Whether that's first 20, whether that's first half, whether that's after 60 minutes. I think conceding first makes it a real difficult task to get 3 points. That's
I
for
agree.
sure.
I agree. Because how do you keep attacking at them without opening up? And
Exactly.
if there's one team that hurts you, it's them.
100%. So I think the first goal tends to always be vital, but in this fixture, especially what's on the line so early on in the season, I think if Arsenal get it, I think we're going to win the game. I think if Liverpool get it, then Arsenal don't go on to win the game. Whether we can come back for a draw, I believe we can, but I think the first goal kind of dictates where the 3 points goes.
Are we better placed to hold a 2-0 lead if we get one this year?
I can't say for sure because
No.
I've seen us in games 2-0 up, concede a goal. I mean, I think what Nottingham Forest first game of the season's one. We was 2-1 up against Fulham. We conceded that they had 10 men. I mean, what Wolves? Did we concede?
We did. We conceded late in that.
Yeah, that was 2-0 up concede. So I mean, these are teams that are not on
Yeah.
Liverpool's level. And when you look at what they did to us last season in the second half, once you do give them that lifeline, if you are up 2-0, then the whole game can really take a swing. And we was lucky to get out of it just 2-2 last year. It could have been 4-5-2 to Liverpool.
Yeah, no, it could have been. Funnily enough, we also could have won it.
Yeah,
that was
that
a
pass
crazy
at the
thing.
end.
Gabriel with the header from across, that pass to Saka.
That didn't happen. Yeah.
There were moments for Arsenal in that as well. I don't think on Superfan Debate they were talking about the game having goals. I actually don't think it will. I understand why they think that, because Arsenal have a lot of talent in the front three. Liverpool just are a side that score goals but concede chances. I think Arsenal will look to take the sting out of the game. Last season's side was equipped to go 2-0 up in 30 minutes at Anfield. This side, I don't think played that way.
No.
I think almost Arteta, listen, it's going to sound stupid. He's now going to be disappointed being 2-0 up at Anfield. But I almost don't think we're going to play that openly and expansively. I think there's going to be a settling in the game. I think there's going to be a recognition of, like, kill the crowd, play your football, get Liverpool thinking, get Liverpool plotting, get Liverpool wondering what they're doing with the ball, and the chances will come. And I think the main thing is because last season at Anfield, I think there was an expectation to win. I don't think a draw was seen as a bad result this time.
No.
I think a draw was seen as a worse result last year. I know the context of the game, we were happy with the draw in the end. But I think going into it, I think this is seen as a look. We got them in a couple of weeks to, do what we need to do here. I think we can acknowledge that under the lights at Anfield before Christmas, it's a big one. And I think Arsenal might slowly build into it. So with that, I think we may as well build our predicted 11.
It's not going to be difficult, is it?
Well, it's not, but I do have a few questions to ask you. So, Raya in goal, because we know. So, Ben White keeps his place. Saliba, Gabriel. Any temptation to go for Kivior over Zinchenko?
No, because I think Salah will turn his Kivior inside out as well. So I don't think Kivior solves the problem we have with that Tomiyasu there or Timber there. And Zinchenko definitely adds a lot more than Kivior overall, albeit attacking. So I'd probably still lean there and then hope Gabriel did a good job with Salah last season, so we hopefully he can do another good job this season.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that exactly. Gabriel did a good job with Salah, because I think a lot of people are talking about the Zinchenko versus Salah, but actually when Arsenal man mark, which they've done away at the Etihad, they've done at Anfield, it's Gabriel who goes across, and Zinni will actually end up pressing in midfield or onto Trent or onto their fullback. Like, actually, the Salah Zinchenko battle, I don't think will be there as much as people think. At times maybe if we drop into shape, but if we're pressing, Gabriel will be the one going across, and I fancy that battle a lot more.
And that leaves Gakpo or Nunez with Saliba, and I fancy that battle as well.
Yeah, so let's build the rest of the 11 then. So, okay, Rice as the 6, but that means Havertz probably starting. You think that's what it will be?
Should be, yeah. I think Havertz gives you that other option in terms of he's a bit physical, but if we need to go over the top at times, if Liverpool start to suffocate us a bit, I think he offers you that maybe 4-4-2 type of formation that he can work with Jesus. So
Are you tempted by Jorginho so that Rice can do two things? A, you got 2 6s, so he can float next to him. So you got 2 out of build up, you've got 2 out of possession who are natural 6-6, but also if Zinni inverts, Rice can cover that area quite well as well. So I don't know if there's something tactical there.
I think I'd rather see Jorginho come on and protect the lead or keep a point rather than see him start, because I think the midfield battle is key, and I think we're better placed with Rice being in the 6 and really nullify it, because I expect Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai. So if he really nullifies them two, as with Jorginho, I don't know if he's got the mobility to be able to deal with those two, and even if a Harvey Elliott comes on as well, he floats. He had a great game against West Ham. He could cause problems too. So I'd go with Rice, Havertz, Odegaard.
I agree with that. Also, those crosses to the back post against Trent Alexander-Arnold. I want to see Havertz attacking that area. And I want that kind of secret goal threat. Like, whether you're convinced by Havertz or not, whoever's watching this video, I think we can all agree is getting to really good areas, and sometimes that in itself can be a headache for a defence that are big or strong. So why not just be more intelligent? Why not find? I'm not saying not intelligent defenders; they absolutely are. Look what they've done over the years, but can Havertz float in those pockets in the area and maybe make something out of a half chance? So I agree. That's the midfield I go with.
Yeah.
Now the front three, I mean Saka, Jesus, but I want to ask you about Trossard or Martinelli. Trossard's got a hat-trick at Anfield. And I'm not just sitting here going, he got a hat-trick at Anfield, so he'll do it again. Something about Trossard who makes a lot out of very little. Martinelli has that trait too, but he's not in form. So you're tempted there.
Not really, because as much as Trossard scored a hat-trick there, Martinelli, more often than not, has caused big problems to Trent. And
Especially at Anfield as well, he's done it, yeah.
one of the biggest worries with Liverpool is Trent inverting and causing us problems from a central position. And our best bet isn't putting Trossard there, in my opinion, who will float inside naturally anyway. Is putting someone like Martinelli who will keep Trent on his heels, back foot as much as possible. And I think Martinelli nullifies the Trent threat potentially a lot more than a Trossard does. So for me, Martinelli has to start. And it could be the game making. He always has a good game against Liverpool. Bare minimum, Klopp's always talking highly of him after games. So
Yeah.
I'd ride that wave and hope that, he hasn't been great this season. He hasn't been great in recent games, probably coming off a couple of his poorest games for us. But it's another chance to stake your claim.
Yeah, and he was big at Anfield last season. His performance was really superb. So, all right, that's predicted 11. Ryan goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Havertz and Rice with that famous front three, as always, Saka, Jesus and Martinelli. Turkish, a big thanks. Let's get a score prediction.
2-1 Arsenal.
I'm going for 1-1 or 2-2. I'll go for 2-2.
Okay.
I think Villa will be top of Christmas. That's not because Villa fans hate me. It's because they play Sheffield United. All right, big thanks, man. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to AFTV. Love to know how you're feeling going into this big game. How will Arsenal play it out? How will it end up, results-wise, starting 11-wise, whatever? Who will be top at Christmas? How important is it that Arsenal get the win? Would you take a point now? So many questions coming from this game. It's a big one. It's the games that we've wanted. I've been 3 years at AFTV. I know you've been around longer. And this is the first time we're going to Anfield with the two, and I'm like, yeah, we're competing with them toe to toe, blow for blow. Let's go pin a big performance. Come on, Arsenal, go get the win.